He calls himself Adonis. He's one of these no fap. He's one of these no fap. Don't play video games. Make your life miserable type of guys, right? You know, he's like a FitX Fearless. He's the original FitX Fearless. Let's just put it that way. Yo, Vin, thank you for joining the stream. He's one of these guys that says you shouldn't play video games or you're a loser. You shouldn't do anything that is fun because it makes you weak. He's a no fap guy. Just overall a disgusting, ridiculous, mentally ill guy who walks around with all the muscles talking about how he's put in the work to get this physique and yada, yada, yada. Come to find out, one of the most revealing telltale things that I learned about Hamza was that he was on steroids. Wallahi, Vin, 100%. He's one of those kind of guys, bro. This nigga, this Hamza nigga, literally has, this is basically a cult, right? The people who follow this guy,
in spring 2022, I'm 22 years
literally in a cult, right? And I'm afraid to cover any of these videos, like to click on any of his videos, because he's in full PR mode right now, damage control. And I heard that he might be copyright striking people, right? Because this shit shook him so badly, it ruined his reputation. So now I think that he's actually copywriting people. But what essentially happened here was that his cameraman, this guy right here, Sam, outed him for using steroids, for being a grifter, for being a fake guru, for being a scammer. He he revealed everything about this guy. And I watched the Heck Speaks video today because Heck Speaks was reacting to Greg Doucette. Greg Doucette was talking about this. And I told myself, I always knew this guy was a fake. How do you not watch one of these guys' videos and not realize that he's a fake? You know, right off the bat, the very first time I watched one of his videos, I said, this guy is full of shit. I said, this guy is full of shit. Now, don't get me wrong. Some of the stuff that he says has a grain of truth, but overall, you can tell that he doesn't practice what he preaches, right? So come to find out, this guy who wants to shit on everybody else, he wants to tell everybody that you're poor, you're broke, you're a loser, you have a shitty physique, yada, yada, yada. He was on steroids the whole time. This fucking idiot was on steroids the whole time. He says, I'm a Zadala head. Does he sell courses? Vin, he's the king of selling courses, dude. Is that even a question? Look at him. Look, you can tell this guy is the stereotypical ground zero of selling courses, selling a fitness routine, selling a lifestyle guide. He literally is a guy who calls himself a guru. Straight Foozy. I don't even know if he's actually straight. All I know is that this guy is the king. He is the blueprint of the grifter, course seller, fraud. Literally the blueprint. And what's sad is that so many lost men, you know, this is one of these kind of guys that influenced me to create a YouTube channel to bring real points to young men. Because if you watch one of this guy's videos, you're going to be cooked in the head. How to be a man. All of these fucking videos all have the same underlying tone. And that underlying tone is, you're a loser. I'm the best. If you want to look like me, get girls like me, be successful like me, then you need to follow me. Sign up for my course, subscribe, and give me money. But come to find out, everything was fake. It's a story as old as time itself. Come to find out, everything was fake. These are the kind of videos that will fuck you up in the head. Manly voice. A deep voice matters a lot more than you think. Who makes a video with that title? Yo, Royalty, thank you for joining the stream. Royalty, do you know who Hamza is? Adonis? He says, retrain your semen. Come on, man. This is the kind of content that I really have a problem with. And the reason I really have a problem with this kind of content is because if you're a young man and you have no father figure and you land on King Adonis Hamza's YouTube channel, and you start to follow the advice that this guy gives you, one of two things will happen. Either you're going to get your self-esteem knocked down so far into the dirt that you're going to be afraid to be yourself and talk to women and go to the gym because you don't have this fucking Herculean physique, or you're going to push yourself so far that you're going to lose who you are and become a generic, you know, the generic FitX Fearless type of guy, you know? And the worst part about it is while you're doing those two things, one of those two things, you're giving this guy money, you're giving this guy clout, and he's not even practicing what he preaches. Homie was literally on steroids the entire time. A fraud through and through. But like I said, you need to have discernment, right? Any young man who has a father figure or uncles or a masculine authority in their life, when they see a clown like this, they know that it's fake. The moment I saw this guy's channel the very first time, right, I watched like 3 of his videos. I watched 3 of his videos, and off of those 3 videos, I knew this nigga was a fraud. Only a dummy falls for this shit. And unironically, and I hate to shit on Hex Speaks, but Hex Speaks was one of those dummies. Hex Speaks is one of those dummies. He literally said it in his video. He said, I used to follow this guy frivolously.
So if you don't live under a rock and you've been
Look
on
at this.